Hey, this is Joe from FreePicksDotOrg, and today we are giving away a lock in the UFC. The fight we are going to be breaking down is Maia versus Rick Story, which is the opening bout in the UFC 153, taking place October 13th in Brazil. Maia has come a long way since losing a 2010 middleweight title shot to Anderson Silva, but after getting lost in the shuffle at 185, he decided to move to welterweight. First time out was a success with a first-round victory over South Korean Dong-Hwan Kim. Rick Story was on a 6-fight win streak in the UFC and on his way to a title shot. Then he faltered by losing 2 in a row. Maia is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master who stormed onto the scene in 2007 and submitted his first 5 opponents, with 4 of those finishes earning him the Submission of the Night award. He capped off that impressive streak by submitting Chael Sonnen with an easy takedown into mount in a triangle choke. Maia was awarded a title shot against Silva as a replacement for the injured Vitor Belfort. The title fight with Silva did not go well. Maia earned tons of respect though for his performance in the final 2 rounds, which many thinks he even took those. Maia then went on to fight his last fight at 185 against up-and-coming star Chris Weidman. Maia couldn't strike, couldn't take down, and couldn't work any of his jiu-jitsu in one of the worst fights of the year. After the fight, Maia announced he was dropping to 170. Now that brings us to now. In front of his hometown crowd of Brazil, Maia has his sights set on Story. Maia has gone great lengths to improve his striking, but he's still not dangerous on his feet. He's won some striking wars because of his improved footwork and technique. But that's also because he's had opponents on the defense due to his Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He did a good job of hunting for takedowns in his last bout, and that makes his striking much more effective. We expect the Brazilian to clinch Story and work his trips and judo-style takedowns along the fence. Getting up close and personal with the horror should be priority, as Maia can catch Story napping in one direction as he puts him on the ground in the other. For Maia, putting Story on his back is the key to victory. If Maia takes this fight to the ground, he'll have to be aware of Story's base and power to sweep and get to his feet. Maia needs to be the aggressor on the ground if he wants to win this fight. Working from the top position is key. But if there's an opening to give up position and lock in a submission, he needs to jump on that as well. Story in the past has had difficulty in getting up when fighters put him on his back. This is the perfect matchup for Maia if he has the right game plan. The biggest X factor for this bout is likely Story returning to top competition and the fact that the bout is taking place in Brazil. Story competed against a tough prospect in Jardine last fight, but he didn't win in strong fashion like most expected. He won't be able to fight at the same level and get away with it against Maia. Also, stepping into Maia's home country is a huge deal. Story is going to be booed in Brazil. They'll be cheering for him to get hurt, and he can't let that get to him or he's going to be in major trouble. If Story is able to keep this fight standing, he doesn't have a huge advantage. Maia still has some defensive holes that Story could sneak a shot through, which is really his only way of winning. Maia's chin is decent as he showed in the 25-minute kickboxing match with Anderson Silva, which leads us to believe he can do the same with Story. We see Maia taking advantage in the clinch and working this to the mat, which is why we are taking the Brazilian, Maia, at -140 odds as our lock.